Hello, I'm going to show you in Excel how to group and ungroup data. Now this is very similar to hiding, but the difference with this is rather than, shall we say, it being a little bit sneaky, this is a little bit, it's kind of a bit more in your face, shall we say, and a bit more obvious that you've put something in place. So let's say I would like to only see quarter 1, 2, 3, 4 periodically. So I kind of want to group and hide that information away. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight over quarter 1, 2, 3 and 4's column. So can you see I'm grabbing the entire column at the top? I then go to the tab at the top called data. Then at the far end I have two buttons, one called group and one called ungroup. So if I click group, what it will do, can you see just above the column headers I get a little dot appears with a line, and then there's a negative button just there. Now the idea of this is if I click the negative button, can you see it condenses the columns down? If I click the positive button, can you see it expands the columns out? So very much like hiding, we can use this to hide the data that we don't want to see, but the benefit of this is it's a bit more in your face and obvious, but also it remembers what you previously hid when you open and close it, whereas with hiding you have to manually do that. So I could come along and drag over like so. Can you see group? So all I do, drag the columns like so and click group, and this will eventually, after a little bit of work, make my spreadsheet a lot more manageable in terms of being able to navigate that data because it's a bit more condensed. Also you'll notice as well as the plus and negative button, we get a 1 and a 2 on the left. So because I've grouped one level, i.e. I highlighted the columns, clicked group once, that means I get level 1, which is all of them closed, and then level 2, can you see, which is all of them open. Now, one thing you can't do with hiding is I can select a subsection of that group and then click group. So can you see that now becomes 1, 2, 3. Now if I do another one here on a separate section and click group, can you see that is part of the third level group? So look, if I click on number 2, that closes 3. If I click on number 1, that closes 2. So I can open and close these at my leisure. If I want to remove a group, I would highlight over the section that is grouped, click ungroup, and again, can you see that gets rid of that particular level? If I do the same for this, ungroup, so here again, ungroup. You can also do the same on the rows. If I highlight rows down the left hand side, I can then go to data and then click onto group again. And it's slightly different because can you see the dots are to the left, but if I scroll down, can you see at the bottom of this you get a little negative button, so we can click that and it will kind of crush that group down so we don't see it anymore. Okay, so grouping and ungrouping is a really nice way of, shall we say, temporarily condensing your file. Very similar to hiding, but a little bit more obvious what's going on. And I think once you've set it up, easier to maintain. So that's grouping within Excel.